Welcome to a new beginning, everyone. Last night, we finished off game number 9 on the backlog, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. All 192 time trial staff ghosts conquered. Every 3-star gold trophy. All unlockables have been unlocked. The game's done, man. And now we're on to a new one. Game number 10. Pokémon Crystal. And in a rare case, it's a mainline Pokemon game that I've never played before. So, very excited to start things out. I'm curious how the team I planned out is going to work, because these games are notorious for their Pokédex distribution being less than stellar. But I don't think it's fair to start criticizing a game I haven't played before I even start playing it, right? There was some recent Twitter discourse about basically, you know, are you allowed to be a fan of a game if you haven't played it? And I think, you know, casually, to some degree, you can definitely be a fan of something without having played it. But when you start criticizing it, when you start critiquing it, A, that's not really fair. You should play it before you do that. And B, it's really, really easy to tell when you're criticizing something that you haven't played. Because you're just spouting somebody else's words. They're not your own. And it's so easy to tell when you're getting your opinions from a YouTuber. Which is how most of the Paper Mario fandom gets their opinions for all the Paper Mario games that came out after Super Paper Mario. And that's also how all Pokemon fans get their opinions about the 3DS Pokemon games. But I digress. We are here to play games, not complain about games we haven't played. We are not Francis from Super Paper Mario, the game that predicted its own reception. Let's get right into it! I'm excited. Let's do this thing. Elope pals. I am JoeDan54. And we are back to the 3DS Virtual Console. 4 backlog entries ago, we played and completed Pokémon Yellow on 3DS Virtual Console. We will be doing the same. The very same. With this game that you see right here. Pokémon Crystal! Which is one of the games that I picked up from the eShop just before it shut down. Because I knew it would be very, very, very important to have. I don't quite know all the details. But this is a very special release of Pokémon Crystal. I talked before, now, you may have heard, as I just said, that I fully completed Pokémon Yellow. And that's true. I completed the entire Pokédex, including Mew. Now, in the Virtual Console versions of Red, Blue, and Yellow, in the Western versions of those releases, there's no there's no glitchless way to obtain Mew. Specifically in Japan, the Red, Blue, and Yellow Virtual Console releases had an in-game distribution of Mew, but not in the version of Yellow that I have. That's not the case for Gold, Silver, and Crystal, though. Or at the very least in Crystal. I don't know about Gold and Silver, because I didn't pick those up from the eShop. But at least in Crystal, in all regions of the Crystal Virtual Console release, you can get access to Celebi in an area called the Ilex Forest. An area that I have basically no familiarity with. And I believe there's also some relation to that and the elusive GS Ball. So should be pretty exciting to see. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to be using Celebi on my team. One of my friends is playing through Pokemon Crystal on Virtual Console, and she's using Celebi on her team. But I won't be doing that. And in fact, you're going to see one of the big reasons why I wouldn't be doing that pretty early on. So we're going to get things started. I'm excited to start the game, but as per the usual, with a game that is not on Switch, we are going to be setting up the Smackro. And if you don't know what that is, feel free to type exclamation Smackro in the chat to give a quick crash course on what the Smackro is. Alright, let's get right into it. Pokémon Crystal. Let's begin. I instinctively reached for my stylus, but this game does not have stylus controls, believe it or not. Let's watch this intro. A little ditto there. Ah yes, the unknown. I remember there was a creepypasta that freaked me the fuck out as a kid that was related to Unknown. There we go, spelling out the name of the game. Using Unknown. Very nice. Welcome to Pokémon Crystal! Generation 2. Throughout my playthrough of Yellow, I was complaining a lot about some of the design choices that were made in Gen 1 that were later, at least eventually, rectified in newer games. And I'm very curious to see just how many of those improvements were made right away in the sequels. Now, these, of course, are also unique examples in that they are, you know, it's not just, you know, we don't really think of most mainline Pokemon games as sequels to other games, right? You know, do you really consider Diamond and Pearl to be sequels to Ruby and Sapphire, right? Like they're the next installments in the series. Also, that's interesting. I wasn't sure if the music was going to loop or if it was going to end. We know the answer now. That was for science. Let me see if I can. So there's an A. How many letters can I point out? There's I. Is that an M? They go by very fast. I saw W. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, they're sort of just like new installments in the series rather than sequels, or at least they're not direct sequels. This, however, is Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Gold, Silver, and Crystal are direct sequels to Red, Blue, and Yellow, which I think they've only ever done that 3 times, right? Gold, Silver, and Crystal being sequels to Red, Blue, and Yellow, Black 2 and White 2 being sequels to Black and White, and most recently, Legend ZA being a sequel to X and Y. Be ready to mark a spot on your bingo card for a JoeDan54 stream. I miss Gen 7, and I wish that Gen 7 also got a sequel treatment. Maybe it will eventually. Leak spoiler alert. The next Legends game is not going to be Alola, it's going to be Galar, most likely. So, it seems like we're going to have to wait a little while for the Pokemon past-gen fan service to hit Alola. You know? Because, like, you know, Kanto gets infinite fan service all the time. Johto, outside of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, has been getting shafted a little bit, admittedly. Hoenn got Oraz, you know, goated. Then, of course, Sinnoh got Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Legends Arceus. A ton of attention there. Unova got a ton of fan service with the Scarlet and Violet DLC. Kalos got the most recent mainline Pokemon games, and yes, the Legends series is mainline. It's not, like, as core mainline as something like Scarlet and Violet, but it is considered mainline. We definitely want fast text speed. This is also something I should bring up. I'm not going to be reading out every text box like I've been doing in previous Pokemon playthroughs. I'm obviously going to be reading all text. I will be. But I'm not going to be reading it out loud just because I think that... in a way that sort of wastes time, let's just say. And I don't necessarily want to rush through the game, but I also don't want to take up time unnecessarily, you know? We definitely want stereo. Yeah, okay. You know what? I haven't been doing this up until now. I think I'm ready to graduate. We're gonna play on set mode this time. All of my previous Pokemon playthroughs, at least on official hardware, have been on set mode. When I do Nuzlocke on my own time, I play on all of my previous playthroughs on original hardware have been on Switch mode. When I play Nuzlocke on my own time, they've been on set mode. Outside of the Uranium Blind Nuzlocke, where I play on Switch mode because it's blind, and I want to at least get a little bit of a preview. There's print options, that's funny. Menu account, what the fuck does that mean? And then we have frame options. We'll go with 4. Are there any others I wanted to set here? Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's good. But yeah, so, what was I saying before then? I think I was talking about the generational fan service. It seems like they're skipping Alola, which is a little concerning. Maybe they're building up for something for us Alola fans, you know? I don't know. Either that or they're just like, you know, they're hey, I mean, considering what Winds and Waves is doing right now, with, you know, what clearly is like, you know, a beach summer themed game, probably taking place in an Indonesia-inspired region. There could be DLC that's in Alola the same way there was Unova DLC in Scarlet and Violet. So we could get something like that. Hopefully Winds and Waves are, you know, actually good. I don't have a whole lot of confidence that they will be. But, yeah, so... let's get into it. Oh, we immediately get asked. There's no professor asking us this. That's interesting. Damn. Back before the body type A, body type B era, huh? I remember there was a period of time where I actually thought that you could only play as the girl in this game. Because, like, that was this whole game's thing, is that they introduced being able to play as Chris, the first female Pokemon protagonist. And one that, up until she was added to Pokemon Masters, kind of did not get a lot of attention from the Pokemon Company. And still doesn't get a whole lot, but, like, she's gotten some really good outfits in Pokemon Masters, so they've done her justice. You check the clock for me. What time is it? Oh, you can only, interesting, you can only choose an hour. Well, it is about 4 a.m., so sure. Oh! We do get to set the minutes, okay. There we go. Whoa! 9 minutes! Wait a minute! What do you mean, 4:09 a.m. I overslept? What are you oversleeping for if it's 4:09 a.m.? Huh? Okay. It looks like the aspect ratio, by the way, is the same as it was in Pokemon Yellow, so that's good to know. I'm also very excited just to see the aesthetic of this game, because, at least from an observer point of view, for the first 5 generations, across those, which was the sprite era of Pokemon, I actually think the best sprite work in the series is from this game. I really like the color palettes they use. They're really vibrant. The sprites for the Pokemon are dynamic and all that. I like it a lot. I honestly am not the hugest fan of the Gen 5 sprites, especially in battle. They're, like, really over-animated. They're doing, like, fucking Fortnite dances and shit. And the way that they, like, tilt and squeeze looks so gross and unnatural sometimes. Sometimes it's cool, a lot of the times it's not. Especially Cubchoo's animation. Ugh! Seeing it suck up its fucking snot. Whoa, I hate it. I hate Cubchoo. Anyway. Call me the Pokemon Prof. Ah! I see this is the origin of the this image, where it's the smiling Wooper and it just says this. We have to hyphenate text because of how big the text has to be because of the pixel resolution. What did you say your name was? My name is John Pokemon. My name is... Let me see. What name are we gonna go with for this playthrough? Because it's always a play on JoeDan54, of course. And with these older games, it's always a little limiting because you only have 7 characters to work with. And I don't know if I brought this up, but in these older Pokemon games, which I believe is also just the first 5 generations, which, get ready, because the sprite era of Pokemon is about to be only 50% of the franchise's history. But anyway, so... in all the first 5 generations, your player character has a character limit of 7 in their name. It's very limiting. And they increase this in later games. And I was always wondering, like, 7 seems so arbitrary. Why 7? And then I thought about it for a while, a little bit longer, and then I remembered, you know, my computer science, computer engineering background, and the way that strings are handled internally in a lot of programming languages, where you have, you know, strings are made up of individual characters, and the way that they're fed in through, especially at the machine level, is that there is an invisible terminator character at the end of a string. And I believe you can actually manually invoke this character in programming languages like C by typing in \0. That's the Terminator character. In fact, let me fact check myself real quick. Yep, there you go. String Terminator in C and C++ to signal the end of a character array, aka a string. Or at least it's a string in C++. C doesn't have strings; they just have character arrays, but they're functionally pretty much the same. They're the same enough. And sometimes when you're doing indexing, you have to take into account that Terminator character because it can mess things up. As well as when you're considering like the length of a string or the size of it or whatever. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, so they need space for that Terminator character as well. This is Game Freak we're talking about. They're not the best programmers on the block. And so I was thinking of that, and I remembered that, and I'm like, oh, the actual player character limit is 8. Which, you know, that's a power of 2. Makes sense for that to be the internal character limit. And they need space for the Terminator character that they're storing manually. So they give you 7 characters, plus the Terminator character. That's 8. That's just a theory, but I think it's a pretty good one. I don't know if there's actually, you know, if there's a documented reason for why they went with 7 characters for 5 straight generations before they realized that maybe some people might want to name their characters something with a few more characters. Because, like, going from 7 to 8, honestly, like, that's a pretty significant increase on its own. And I'm not just saying that because my username is 8 characters. But it just makes a big difference, so, you know. That, of course, is something that Gen 2 did not improve from Gen 1, but, you know, what can you do, right? But yes, alright, we are going to be called JoeDan. Because, of course, the name of the protagonist that we play as in the... actually, I'm not sure if this is the case in the original Gen 2 games, but in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, at the very least, the male player character's name is Ethan. Of course, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the female protagonist is different. It's Lyra rather than Chris. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, okay. Alright. Our very own Pokémon story is about to unfold. And he will be seeing us later. Okay, I'll have to test this, but I think my base walking speed is slightly faster than the base walking speed in Yellow. I'm not 100% sure, but that may be true. Contains items. Oh, we get descriptions for each of the menu items. Interesting. Pack. It's called a pack and not a bag. Also, take a look at this. Different bag pockets! Thank God! Oh, rejoice! And it's got its own dedicated screen instead of just layering menus on top of each other on the overworld. It almost sounds like a splash sound effect from Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. There's another bingo card, or another square on your bingo cards. For those watching JoeDan54 streams with one of those, I referenced Superstar Saga. All right, moving on. I mean, the Mario and Luigi's square in general was already filled in because the song that opened this stream was I believe it's called Bond Groove, which plays towards the end of Mario and Luigi Brothership. Anyway, so the different pockets that we have here, we have one for our balls. We always need a pocket for our balls, just in case we're really happy to see someone. Key items. I'm going to be trying to get every key item in the game, by the way. I don't know exactly what that entails yet, but considering I do plan on completing the entire Pokédex during this backlog entry, both in Kanto and Johto, I have a feeling we're probably going to be going in towards probably getting every single one of them. There's a pocket specifically for TMs and HMs. So good. And one for miscellaneous items, so everything else that doesn't fit into one of the other categories fits into that one. So there's 4 pockets. Not a ton, but I mean, that's already such a gigantic improvement over Gen 1. I don't think I'm pretty sure the individual bag pockets have the same capacity as the entire bag in Gen 1, which is 20 items per pocket. I suspect we probably are going to be running in on that bag capacity a fair bit, but these different pockets are going to help so significantly in more ways than one. Because not only is that going to help us just hold more items in general before we hit that capacity, but it also means that, for example, we don't have to worry about, say, doing inventory management that involves having to place one of our key items in a PC box in order to free up space, you know? Which is something that I had to do a fair bit when I was performing Ace in Pokemon Yellow. And at some point, relatively soon, I'm probably going to need to look into how you do Ace in this game, because, spoiler alert, we are going to need to do Ace for a few Pokemon to complete the Pokédex, because I don't have access to Gold and Silver. And I'm hoping I haven't already failed any sort of Ace exploit by it needing it. I would hope there are Ace exploits out there that at the very least do not require you to have your character named something specific. I did need to have my character named something specific in Pokemon Yellow. I actually didn't bring this up yet, but I got Mew in... Because I talked before about how I got Mew in Pokemon Yellow. And I did so on, you know, the Western version of Pokemon Yellow on Virtual Console, which doesn't have an official Mew distribution. So you might be wondering how I got that, and you might be thinking, oh, it must be the Mew glitch, you know, the one that's literally called the Mew glitch. And while I did perform that one a lot, it was not actually to encounter Mew. It was usually to encounter Missing No. But there was another glitch Pokemon that I encountered that allowed me to get a glitch item that allows me to execute a payload that performs arbitrary code execution to allow me to do things like receive any Pokemon as a gift pretty much on command, as well as do some other things like change my player character's name and trainer ID. Which was important for me to do in order to receive a Mew under that name and trainer ID, which then allows it to be a legally transferable Mew through Poké-Transporter to the 3DS Pokemon games. Or Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, at least. Unfortunately, you can't transfer them to the Gen 6 games, I don't think. So I'm gonna have to get a little craftier for those when it comes time to do those, but that won't be for a little while. So I am going to be doing Ace in this game as well. And I would imagine the steps to perform that exploit are probably very different. And it'll be a pretty interesting experience as well. Unfortunately, we do not have access to the same degree of bypassing level grinding and things like that we did in Gen 1. In Gen 1, we were able to duplicate items like rare candies and master balls and nuggets and things like that. I don't think you can do that in this gen, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to do a lot of that level grinding ourselves. So that's gonna be something. Let's see, do we have anything in here? No bro potion? Okay. We can, of course, deposit items here, but I believe we'll be waiting until we hit capacity to do that anyway. Mailbox! Decoration. Feathery bed. What? Town map? Oh, okay, I get it. Where is my town map? I was gonna say, look at this boombox. Da 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 na 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 na. Oh, tune in next time. Pokémon channel. DJ Mary! Oh, were those text boxes advancing automatically? They were, okay. DJ Mary, by the way, I don't know if you see her in game at all in these games, but she does have TCG art, and she's really cute. Oh, she does show up in Pokemon Stadium too, okay, and she does have an overworld sprite. Interesting, okay. And she's in the anime, okay. Interesting. It's a TV! No way, dude. More specifically, it's a CRT. A classic. Oh, there's our town map. Okay. Look at this. Oh. Okay, so just like in Gen 1, you can only navigate on the map using up and down on the plus control pad. Which means that flying in this game is gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway. Professor Elm was looking for us. Your Pokemon gear is back from the repair shop. Okay. I believe that has the radio on it. It's essential if you want to be a good trainer. The day of the week isn't set. Okay. Oh wow, it automatically was set to Sunday, which is indeed the day of the current day of the week. Interesting. So I'm very curious about how time progresses in this game. Is it daylight saving time now? I believe it is. I believe it started pretty recently. In fact, yeah, started at the beginning of the month. Come home to adjust your clock for daylight saving time. Oh, okay. Well, with any luck, we'll have this backlog entry completed before we would have to do that. Do you know how to use the phone? I would hope so, yeah. Don't you just turn the Pokegear on? Okay, well, I said I know how to use it, and you're telling me anyway. Okay. Guys, aren't the Gen 7 games so handholdy? They tell you things that you already know about, right? The Pokemon games have never done that before. They never hold your hand. It's only a Gen 7 thing, right, guys? Right? Right? That no other Pokemon game ever holds your hand like this. Anyway. Oh, hello. Good morning, Joey Thin. I'm visiting. Joey Thin, have you heard? My daughter is adamant about becoming Professor Elm's assistant. Interesting. Is it a TV? Oh, there's a movie on TV. Two boys ride on a train. There's quite a few Pokemon games where they reference a train. I think this is the first game that has running shoes, by the way, but I believe, specifically in Johto, it takes you quite a while before you actually get the running shoes. Well, thank God my name is on the deed to this house. The town where the winds of a new beginning blow. Say that again? That's fucked up. Well, that's not fucked up. That's not fucked up. I'm sure she meant that nicely. It's just, wow, it just made me think of the fucking, the scene from Spider-Man. the way she said it, yeah. Alright, so we can go to Elm's house. Just wanted to see if there was any text. Let me go there. Who are you? Who might you be? I think I remember this bit from Super Skarmory's Heart Gold and Soul Silver walkthrough. Where I think he was talking about how to pronounce Lyra's name. And he's like, I shall now refer to her as Lyra. And then he goes up and talks to this guy. And he pushes you out and punches you away. And he's like, ah, I shall now refer to that guy as Jerkface. Unfortunately, I think you can name that character in this game. Spoiler alert, that's Silver. But Jerkface doesn't fit because you can't use 8 characters because of the character terminator. Anyway. Pikachu is an evolved Pokemon, yes. Can only imagine players' reactions to hearing that for the first time. Wish I could be a researcher like him. Well, you can do exactly that. You just need to spend a couple $100,000 on college. And maybe if you're lucky, the job market won't be, you know, oversaturated by the time you graduate and you won't be able to find work. Caught up in his Pokemon research, he even forgets to eat. Aw. Where do they come from? Where are they going? No one's ever witnessed a Pokemon's birth. Except for the researchers in Kanto's Pokemon Mansion, I guess, on February 6th. Yeah, it's interesting, the people in this town... The people in this town know my name, which, you know, in a lot of other Pokemon games, you had just moved into that town, and so people don't really know your name because you're the new guy. Famously, of course, you start in the moving truck in the Hoenn games. Oh man. This theme is very catchy in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's it's not the one in the originals. I do not like these games' soundtracks. It's all pretty much all the same complaints that I had about the soundtrack in Red, Blue, and Yellow, where they just the noise channel is just used for nothing. It's hey hey Masuda, give me a battle theme with nothing. Nothing? I do like the gym battle theme in this game, though. finding a paper that I want to present at a conference. So, I'd like you to raise a Pokemon that I recently caught. I mean, I'd love to do that. However, the moment that you did that, 2 of the Pokeballs on that table magically disappeared. So I guess I'm gonna have to get the one on the left, right? Oh, they moved back. Okay, we're fine. Alright, well, as long as you don't write that research paper with ChatGPT, I think we'll be fine. An acquaintance called MR. Oh, I thought that was the end of the sentence. I thought he was just talking about some sort of fucking, it's somebody going by the pseudonym MR. I didn't realize the sentence was gonna continue, and it was Mr. Pokemon. This time it's real. We found one! A real one! Imagine you get to read Mr. Pokemon's email. The way Elm's describing him, he would probably have this personality. He's just emailing, just like only Elm knows the context, so he's just fucking vague posting. You see the email that he sent as like, dear Professor Elm, we found one, a real one. That Pokemon's first partner. Oh, it's a first partner Pokemon. Okay. I see we finally have an example of the official Game Freak sanctioned term for the first Pokemon you choose in a video in a Pokemon video game showing up in this game. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna choose the one on the left. Oh, never mind. Wait, why is that one of the one on the left? What? I thought they're usually in Pokedex order. Damn it! I was trying to do the bit from before, where I was just gonna pick the one on the left. We're not starting with Squirtle, by the way. Or, Squirtle. We're not starting with Cyndaquil, by the way. We're also not starting with Totodile. We are, in fact... What's this? The wrapper from the snack Professor Elm. He isn't there, okay. That's gonna be my starter, the snack wrapper. Wow, you're good at this. I thought that was a paperweight. Oh no, they followed my scent. We are indeed going to be starting with Chikorita. I think that's a great Pokemon too. Well, you'll find out that most of the internet unfortunately doesn't agree. So you might be wondering, why am I picking Chikorita? Because Chikorita does not exactly have the best reputation of the starters. And, yeah, so you might be wondering why I'm doing that, especially in one of the older Pokemon games, where, you know, it's gonna be a little rougher, let's say. Well, basically, I want to pick each of the starters at least once, and I've talked about this before. There's a series of games that I've already completed playthroughs of before I started streaming. I call that the front log, as opposed to the backlog. I'm gonna need to update that backlog command, by the way, because I don't think it's specifically gonna mention Pokemon Crystal yet. It's probably still saying, it's probably still saying, Mario Party Deluxe. It might even still be saying Pokemon X, because I haven't gotten around to a lot of the shit that I've wanted to get around to. I've really been trying to catch up with VOD uploads. Over the past week, I got a lot of VODs uploaded. I got I got 9 published, and there's 3 more that I can publish once I confirm that they uploaded and processed correctly. And then there's just gonna be more that I'll be trying to get through, and eventually, eventually we will hopefully catch up with everything, because I'm still going through the VODs from the Pokemon X playthrough. I haven't even gotten to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe VODs yet, so yeah. In any case, so yes, the front log. One of the games on the front log is Pokemon Soul Silver. I played through that when I was in high school. And in that game, I started with Cyndaquil. So that one's already taken. And when I play Heart Gold on the backlog, I'm going to be playing with Totodile. And that's just what I preferred, that's what I wanted. And so that leaves Chikorita for this game. That unfortunately means that we are going to have a not-so-good matchup against the first 2 gyms. But after that, it's going to get a little better. Only a little, though. But considering, you know, we're not just going to be going through Johto, we're also going to be going through Kanto. It will have its time to shine. And to be completely honest with you, my Typhlosion and Soul Silver didn't really set the bar very high. I was kind of disappointed with the way my Typhlosion was in Soul Silver. It did not really live up to expectations. So I am very, very open to this Chikorita proving itself to me. And we're gonna do this, man. And we are indeed going to give it nicknames, as we always do for these playthroughs. These nicknames, thankfully, have 10 characters rather than 7. You can give your Pokemon longer names than you can give yourself. I don't remember if that's also the case after Gen 5. I think it is, because they also extended the Pokemon's potential nickname to up to 12 characters. Everything before then, it was 10 characters for Pokemon nicknames, and also Pokemon names, which is why Feraligatr is spelled the way that it is. In fact, there have been some ROM hacks, usually of Emerald, because everyone loves hacking Pokemon Emerald, that have newer Pokemon added in, and they have to shorten some of the Pokemon names, like Barraskewda and Crabominable have to have their names shortened because they don't fit in the 10 characters. So I've been thinking about this a fair bit, by the way, because I like to do themes for my nicknames. Brilliant Diamond on the backlog, and I also did nickname theming for the playthroughs that I did on the front log, dating as far back as midway through high school. And the nickname, at least I did some nickname themes. In Fire Red, I named them after YouTubers, which really dated that playthrough. In fact, some of them I might be too embarrassed to show on stream. I might need to change them. Soul Silver, my nickname theming was actually themed around the Pokemon's abilities. And considering I used an Ursaring in Soul Silver, it was actually really, really annoying. Because, Teddiursa gets either Pickup or Quick Feet. And I kept getting ones with, it was with Quick Feet. Okay. Interesting. Because, like, Quick Feet is good, but I wanted to get one with Guts, because I also had a nickname specific to that. For some reason, I thought it was Klutz that Teddiursa got. That does not appear to be the case. I think I'm confusing it with Stuffle and Beware. Okay. But that is what happened. And so, yeah, it was themed around their abilities. Emerald, I themed my nicknames around specifically giving them nicknames based on their appearances. Alpha Sapphire, I gave them nicknames without a theme, I think, and I think that was also the case for my playthrough of Pokemon Sun. In my Pokemon Platinum playthrough, I actually nicknamed them with the theming being based on references to Bloons Tower Defense. And what's funny is, that playthrough happened before Bloons Tower Defense 6 came out. So all the references were from BTD 5 and earlier. Maybe the next time I do a Sinnoh game on the backlog, I'll do, another BTD nickname theming, but with, you know, more up-to-date stuff. Let's see. I think in my Pokemon White playthrough, they were all themed around, like, real-life names, but, like, puns on the Pokemon's name with a real-life name. Like Carrie the Caracosta. So... Then after that, because then you have playthroughs that were on the backlog, there was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and my nickname theming on that was actually themed around the usernames of other people from my college's Pokemon Club. Black 2 didn't really have a nickname theming, it was just kind of ones I came up with on the spot. In Pokemon Yellow, they were all themed around characters from Mario and Luigi Brothership. And most recently in Pokemon X, I nicknamed them all after Nikes, from Goddess of Victory Nike. And so I've been thinking about what's the nickname theme gonna be for Pokemon Crystal. And I've decided they're all gonna be themed around things related to computer science and computer engineering. And so I've thought to myself, what am I going to call Chikorita? It's a grass type. There are definitely a number of different options, but the one that I eventually settled on was this. Welcome to the team, Binary Tree. It's almost a direct route there, so you can't miss it. But just in case, here's my phone number. Call me if anything comes up. Doing research with a professor and you get his number? That actually happened to me in real life too, by the way. When I did research with a professor, I also ended up getting his number during the process. In case I needed to contact him for certain things outside of our Slack channel. Alright, thank you very much, Professor Elm. Let's take a look at this guy. What is that icon? Is he holding an item? Binary Tree the Chikorita. It is holding an item! Really? The starters come with a held item. Interesting. As you can see here, this is also another one of the immediate advancements that were given to Pokemon in Gen 2. Special attack and special defense are now separate stats, baby! Which, in general, is an inherent nerf to Psychic types even before the 2 types that they added to this game. I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't know that, that the starters come with a held item. And yeah, it's just called Berry. They didn't really have names until Gen 3. They're just kind of... I think there's one that's just called Poison Cure Berry, and there's stuff like that in this game. They're not quite as creative as they've been before, and I believe they... Oh, they don't go in the items. Which pocket do they go into? Oh, never mind, okay. I thought the menu up top was... Or the little label up top where you see it says items in, like, magenta. I thought that was the pocket that I was in. That's not true. It is in the items pocket. Self-restore item, 10 HP, hold. Very succinct description. They had to be very concise with these to fit it all on one screen. So it basically acts like the Oranberry does in games starting in Gen 3. There was actually a post in my college's Pokemon Club server where Somebody said, I was today years old when I learned this, and it's like the most obvious fucking fact ever. Because somehow he's my age, and he didn't realize that a number of the berries, including some that are used very frequently, are anagrams of real-life fruits. There are Pokémon fans walking among us that do not know that the Pecha berry is based on a peach. Or that a Rostberry is based on a strawberry. Or what about the Payapa berry? The Payapa berry. And there's also, like, how do you not put the pieces together? There's literally a berry called the Pineapple berry. There's a berry called the Cherry berry. There's a berry called the Raspberry. And you don't think to yourself, maybe some of these other names are... For the record, that's also why I pronounce it the Lepa berry rather than the Lepa berry, because it's an anagram of apple. Pokemon fans are not beating the can't read allegations. Part of me wonders if I should keep the berry on... Oh, hello. Part of me wonders if I should keep the berry on Binary Tree. I think I'll keep it off him for now. I want you to have this for your errand. Is it a Pokédex? It's a potion, okay. There are only 2 of us, so we're always busy, okay. There's the phone. Switch. What is switch? Huh? Oh, that's just the option. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna have to grow accustomed to these menus here. Let's do a save real quick. Save and save often. Those who know about the incident that happened during the Pokemon X playthrough that, you know, further reinstated the importance of that. Alright, let's go talk to our mom. It does sound challenging, but you should be proud that people rely on you. I actually don't know who the daughter in question is, actually. Or if I've already met her. But in any case, let's see here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to Route 29! I was wondering if we would have trainers immediately. Pokemon hide in grass. Who knows when they'll pop out. Let's see. On this route, we can get ourselves potentially Pidgey, Rattata, Hoot Hoot, or Hoppip. Although, based on the time of day that we're playing right now, I believe we cannot run into Hoppip. And we also can't run into Pidgey. Interesting. I should probably look at the times of day from Gen 2 and what they're considered. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's actually morning, not nighttime right now. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, there are 3 times of day in Gen 3. There's morning, there's daytime, and there's nighttime. And generally, morning and daytime, morning and daytime, morning and daytime are functionally pretty similar. Let me see. The clock can be reset through a code in all 3 games, although it is more difficult to do in Pokemon Crystal. For the Virtual Console versions, adjusting the time on the Nintendo 3DS clock does not affect the in-game time. Okay, interesting. Okay. Well, there's a slightly different music track that plays during the nighttime Pokemon wild battles. Interesting, okay. But yes, it is morning in-game now, and that will last until 10 a.m. And nighttime starts at 6 p.m. and goes until 4 a.m. Now let me take a look here, so... Okay. Ooh, hold on a second. Okay. Interesting. Alright, okay. I'm just checking some things. I'll probably be doing this a little bit throughout the game. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, I could potentially actually get my second team member here, but I don't have the means of doing so quite yet. Hello, Rattata. Bum 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 bum. Oh man, I really like these sprites. It's gonna be interesting to see these updated animations too. Oh, does Gen 2 have the same thing as Gen 1 in that status moves have a 25% chance to fail if they're used by an opponent? Or like a wild mon or whatever? Let me see. Because Tail Whip has 100 accuracy. Yeah, okay. In Gen 1 and 2, when an in-game opponent outside of the battle tower uses Tail Whip, the move has a 25% chance to fail. So there is a battle tower in Gen 2. I did hear about this. I do wonder how much time we'll spend there. That'll be interesting. Well, that's very nice. We completed our first one. Oh, my... What the fuck? The experience bar is in Hebrew. It goes from right to left. Or I suppose it's a manga reading bar. It goes from right to left. Interesting. So let's see here. So that looks like a cut tree. So what I was talking about, by the way, regarding the means to catch Pokemon here is these trees. Gen 2, or just Johto in general, had a mechanic where you can headbutt trees. And you of course need the move Headbutt on your team in order to do that. Chikorita can actually learn Headbutt. Only through TM. Headbutt is a TM in this game. Headbutt is also just a good move to have, especially by Gen 2 standards. 70 power, 100 accuracy, normal. So I can definitely see myself using that TM. But it's also just like the means to get Pokemon, so it's important to have early, especially when it is the way of getting one of my team members that you can get here. However, it might be a little while before we can get it. We'll see how things go. We are playing this by ear. While I don't really like this rendition of the wild battle theme, by the way, I do like the hook, the hook quite a bit. The part that goes. Okay, so Sentret is here. Right, because it's the morning. So, so you can find Sentret here. If it was nighttime, you could not find Sentret here, by the way. Let me look up Sentret's learn set real quick, by the way. Because, much like any older game out there, you're going to want to have an HM slave. So, I'm considering the possibility of using Sentret as my HM slave, but it depends on what HMs, A, are in Gen 2, and B, it can learn. It looks like it can learn specifically Cut and Surf, which is actually quite good. Because I think the water type that I'm going to be using on my team requires surfing in order to encounter. So that would allow me to evade a potential catch-22, so to speak. Let's see here. So there are 7 HMs in this game, 3 of which are water type. And I think most of the rest of them I would want to use on my actual team. So I don't think I need to necessarily use anything other than Cut or Surf on an HM slave. Like, there is Flash, but Flash is largely an optional HM as far as I'm aware in pretty much any Pokemon game. In pretty much any situation, except I think for when you need to use Flash in, like, the Reggie's puzzle. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in that case, unless I can think of a better potential HM slave, this might be the one to go for. Let me take a look at Hoot Hoot's moveset real quick. Hoot Hoot cannot learn Cut. So I think that pretty much disqualifies it on the spot. What about Rattata? Apparently Rattata can't learn a single HM in Gen 2. I did not expect that. Okay. It seems like we're probably going to be running with Sentret as our HM slave. I don't really think there's any other better option. Actually, there's one I can think of. Maybe. Let's see here. No, okay. Yeah, it definitely seems like Sentret is going to be the best one. Cut and Surf from a Pokemon that you can get on the first route, like, hard to go wrong with that. Sentret is the same HM slave that I used in Soul Silver, by the way. So, I think we're gonna welcome him to the team. Not that he's, you know, gonna be doing much as a team member within battles, at the very least. Nice 2 damage crit, by the way. Hold on a sec. I don't think I have Pokeballs, do I? Damn, no balls. Okay. Once we have Pokeballs, we'll come back and we'll catch Sentret. Also, the EXP bar actually being visible, very nice. I'm pretty sure there was no EXP bar in Gen 1. So, definitely a very welcome addition. Hello, Hoppip. Oh, by the way, I don't think I brought this up when I picked Chikorita. But that's the other reason... Oh, nice. That's the other reason why I'm not going to be using Celebi on my team, is because I already have a grass type on my team. Oh, shit, that's right, yep. Yep, we're back in the generations where tackle can miss, that's right. Almost forgot about that. I guess on that note, it's worth noting, Gen 1 misses were fixed in this game. Naturally, I mean, they're called Gen 1 misses, so there's not going to be a Gen 1 miss counter in this game. However, there is such a thing as a Gen 2 miss, believe it or not. And it's not so much a literal miss as the Gen 1 miss is, but so the way that the Gen 1 miss works, for those that are for those that have the unaware ability regarding Gen 1 misses, to calculate if a move actually hits, in at the very least in the older Pokemon games, I would imagine it's largely similar in the newer ones as well, there is the listed percentage for a move's accuracy isn't actually that move's exact accuracy. It's more of an approximation, because the exact accuracy, I believe, is a fraction that has a power of 2 minus 1 as the denominator. So, like, I would assume, you know, if a move was 50% accurate, like Dynamic Punch, maybe that has, like, a 127 out of 255 chance to hit. The point is, it's out of 255. And the way that Pokemon will decide if a move hits or not is they'll roll a random number in that range, 0 to 255, and then check if that number is less than... check if that number is less than the stated accuracy of that move, the numerator, that is. So, like for Dynamic Punch, if it rolls a 100, then Dynamic Punch will hit. If it rolls a 200, Dynamic Punch will miss. I don't think that that's literally how it works, but it's generally how it works. However, in Gen 1, there's a problem. You'll point out I specified less than. That's the comparison operator that's used in that check. What happens if you have a move with 100% accuracy and it rolls a 255? 255 is not less than 255. It's not. They're equal. They're not. A number isn't less than itself. So the check fails, and it misses. So 100% accurate moves have a 1 in 256 chance to miss in Generation 1. It's called the Gen 1 miss. It's also called the 1 in 256 glitch. And as a bit of a throwback, if I still have this on my scene, let's see. Do I? Is it this? Yeah. In my playthrough of Pokemon Yellow on stream, we encountered 11 Gen 1 misses. And those were just the ones I picked up on. There might have been more that I, myself, missed. In Gen 2, they fixed the Gen 1 miss. Mostly. There is still a 1 in 256 glitch that can happen in Gen 2, but it is extremely rare because the situation almost never comes up. They fixed the comparison operator problem when it came to the accuracy check. They didn't fix it when it came to the check for if a secondary effect of a move will happen. So, moves with guaranteed secondary effects have a 1 in 256 chance for that secondary effect to not happen. I don't think Fake Out is in Generation 2, is it? Let's see. It's introduced in Gen 3. If it were in Gen 2, Fake Out would have a 1 in 256 chance to not flinch. What about Dynamic Punch? Dynamic Punch is actually TM01 in Generation 1. Yes. It actually lists right here on Bulbapedia. Dynamic Punch inflicts damage and has a 255 in 256 chance of confusing the target. It's supposed to be guaranteed, but in Generation 2, there's a comparison operator problem for guaranteed secondary effects. But again, that is way, way less common than like, because there are so few moves, even nowadays, that have guaranteed secondary effects. There's not a lot of them. You have stuff like Fake Out. There's stuff like Nuzzle, I guess. There's not very many, and usually those moves are very good, by the way, if they're 100% accurate. Like Nuzzle, Fake Out, you know. In Gen 2, there's very few of them, and usually they're moves like Dynamic Punch that have 50% accuracy and are thus not usually worth going for unless you want to flex. Guzma has an alt in Pokemon Masters with Buzzwole. I don't know why they gave him Buzzwole and not Xurkitree, but his costume is pretty sick, so it makes up for it. And the whole strategy around it is upping your accuracy and then using Dynamic Punch. It's very funny. What about Zap Cannon? Is Zap Cannon in Gen 2? Because that's basically Electric-type Dynamic Punch. Yes, that one has the same problem. I don't know how many other guaranteed secondary effect moves there are in Gen 2, but again, the situation comes up a lot less often, and because of the 50 accuracy, technically it's not even a 1 in 256 problem, it's a 1 in 512 problem, because half the time you're gonna miss anyway. So again, exceedingly rare. Nice. We get a level up. Our first level up of the playthrough. I've been yapping a lot. It's just that there's a lot I want to talk about because this is cool to me. Anyway, our first overworld item, it's a potion. Yes, save and save often. To catch them all, you have to look everywhere. Remember when you could catch them all in a Pokemon game? You can't climb ledges, but you can jump down from them to take a shortcut. Indeed, they are one-way walls. Up here we got Route 46. Mountain Road ahead. I believe we're probably going to be blocked off for most of this. Well, let's see, what can we find here in Pokemon Crystal? We got, let's see here, Rattata, Spearow, Geodude, and Phanpy. None of which are team members for my current playthrough. And yeah, it looks like there's not much of anything here for us. You think this has Peck? Let's see. Yes, it does. How much is that doing? That did 5. Okay, we're not dead to crit. I'm staying in. I'm faster. Let's do this. Don't miss. I again almost forgot the tackle can miss. If I got the old mystical miss into critical, that would have been a little embarrassing. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this yet, because I've just been preoccupied by talking about other shit, not only on this stream, but in previous streams since this came out. Exactly a week ago now was the release of a highly anticipated ROM hack of Pokemon Platinum called Pokemon Platinum Kaizo, which is an extreme difficulty hack of Pokemon Platinum. It's been in the works for a long time, and it finally came out. It's pretty exciting. It's very interesting what they've done to the game to make it so much harder. To give you an idea, of some of the difficulty that's in store. Rourke's gym, the first gym in the game, takes place in a permanent sandstorm. And, if I recall correctly, the first Pokemon... Don't miss. The first Pokemon... Oh, I could have used that crit the previous turn. It's okay. The first Pokemon that Rourke sends out, I believe, sets up entry hazards. So... Yeah, it's, the first gym, the first gym leader is quite the fight, to say the least. Hello, Mother. Oh, are you not gonna heal me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I was kind of relying on that being the case. Gulp? Wait, can I sleep in my bed? Let's see. I guess not. Oops, I was doing those... I was doing those fights under the assumption that I could heal in my house when I came home. Let me see here. Is there another house where I can do that? Let's see. Yeah, it does not look like there's a place where you can heal. Oops. That's okay, I don't think there was much, left in that route before we made it to Cherry Grove. But I'm probably gonna need to use one of those potions. That's okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, god damn it. I guess I was going the right way the whole time, huh? Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I don't have much of a choice, though. Look at me somehow dodging these encounters, by the way. Is the X button mapped to start in this game, by the way? Let's see. Yes, it is. That's true. Wait for Pokemon that appear only at night. Right, yes. That is a thing. And it might be a bit of an annoying one with my stream schedule. Hey, it's Barry! Amazing. I accidentally spit a little bit when I said that. I was looking at the replay to see if that was visible. I hope it wasn't. Okay. So we got Barry. Let's see, what else can we get here? Nothing at the moment. Okay. Let me hop in on those ledges. Alright. And here we are. In Cherry Grove. I guess I didn't need to use that potion after all, huh? Somehow I dodged having any wild encounters. That was a complete waste of a potion. Oh well. Oh, she says good morning. You can store any number of Pokemon, and it's all free. What about the items? Communication center upstairs was just built. Still finishing up. And it is called Bill's PC still in this game, I see. The Pokemon Center theme in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, by the way, it's pretty good. It's pretty catchy, I like it. Rookie trainer, I can tell. Everyone's a rookie at some point. Teach you a few things. It's something I enjoy doing. Come see me when you like. Follow me? There aren't any double battles in this game, so I can't do that, actually. Oh, he's gonna give us a tour of the city. Interesting. Oh, I was wondering if it would have the da-da-da-da-da-da in Gen 2. Of course, in a lot of the other Pokemon games where you get a tour of the city, they'll say, oh yeah, it's the Pokemon Center. You can recognize it with the red roof. But that's not how it is in this game. It's a little more magenta. And of course, this is actually, you know, this was back when, you know, Pokemon games actually did kind of push the hardware that they were on to their limit. You can't exactly say the same for the newer games. It's not exactly them pushing the hardware to its limit. It's more like the hardware pushing those games to their limit. it's more like the games are just kind of collapsing under the weight of nothing. I believe one of my friends says this about Mario Sunshine. I think I also saw this online as well. Mario Sunshine collapses under the weight of being played normally. That's how Scarlet and Violet are. They sell balls. Good to know. I need some of those. Oh, whoops. Add that to your bingo cards. I'll probably be doing that a fair bit. That was me accidentally touching the bottom screen, in case you were wondering. It does that. This is the sea, as you can see. It's my house. Thank you for your company. Oh, wait a second. If I remember correctly... Wait, am I right? No, okay. I think... I was gonna say, I think I remembered there being... Hello. It is almost your breakfast time. Yeah. In Gen 2, or in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I think this specific cutscene is where the guy's like speeding around the city, and then he gives you the running shoes not long after. I should probably check now to see if the running shoes are actually in this game. They were introduced in Ruby and Sapphire. Fuck! There's not any running in this game. God damn it! I was really hoping that they would be. I know. I'll be feeding you soon. At the very least, we do have a map on our Pokegear now. Basically, this is our town map. It's nice, though. Or at least it would have been nicer in Gen 1 to have something like that, because that means, you know, a town map that we can use that does not require bag space. I don't think we're going to hit the bag pocket capacity on key items. We'll see if the game proves me wrong. I'll look that up at some point. I know! Yeah. Cards, yes. He's called the Guide Gent. It's a good thing that that's his legal name. I was a wee lad. I was a hotshot trainer. Catch lots of Pokémon. And treat them all with real kindness. It's a TV! Pokedex show Chikorita. Leaf. It loves to bask in the sunlight. It uses the leaf on its head to seek out warm places. Chikorita. Leaf. Oh god! Okay, it was just looping. Fortunately, I could... Okay, the music kept playing. That was weird. While that's on the mind, let's enter the Pokemart, which does not have its own theme. The city theme keeps playing. Interesting. I knew the Mart didn't have its own theme in this gen as well. It's just that I thought it would have the Pokemon Center theme, because I believe that's how it is in Gen 1. Yeah, yep. Overworld poison damage. That is indeed in this game. It's also in, it's in, I believe, Gens 1 through 4. Although I think in Gen 4 they tweaked it so that you can't die from poison damage on the overworld. Instead, your Pokemon tough out the poison at 1 HP. I was gonna say, how many... Oh. Well, he said I could buy Pokeballs here, and there aren't any! Bro lied to me! Asshole. Anyway, I mean, there's other stuff here I would want to get anyway. Actually, we'll get 3. I usually get 4 antidotes, but we'll get 3. And, if we get that other team member I was talking about soon enough, you'll see why I'm saving a little bit of cash on antidotes. But since we have a starter that's weak to poison, I think it's still probably a good idea to get 3. And we'll get a Paralyze heal as well. What? You want to come up here? Does this game have the Premier Ball for 10 system? Let me see. Hi! Yeah. You lift your face a little bit so they can see you. Yeah. Hey, be careful with that wire. I know you might want to play with it, but I don't want you to, okay? I'll be feeding you very soon. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Okay, Premier Ball was introduced in Gen 3, so there is no buying 10 for a bonus in this gen. So I don't have to worry about getting 10 when I get them. I won't get any Awakenings. And if I end up considering that to be a mistake, later on we can always buy some. Okay, thanks for the information. Pokemon change. I would be shocked if one did that. The city of cute, fragrant... That's a bit of a tongue twister. The city of cute, fragrant flowers. Huh, hold on a sec. Look at the little sprite icon bouncing on the party screen. I like that, that's cute. I guess when you have fewer party screen sprites, you can put a little more effort into the animations. With your friend apostrophe S? You shouldn't have the apostrophe there, Game Freak. Okay. I hope the audio isn't too... the game audio isn't too loud, by the way. We're not gonna listen to a radio in everybody's house, by the way. It doesn't hit the same as TVs. I think we visited every house in here now, right? Yeah, because this is the guide gent. And we were just in that house, so let's go up north. To Route 30. Wait, really? Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah. Anyway. Were there any trainers on Route 29, by the way? No, there weren't. Okay. It looks like there are 3 trainers on this route, specifically, in this game. The reason I bring that up, by the way, is because apparently, whether the trainers are available to fight is based on time of day. And it being the morning means that some of the trainers are still asleep. So, I'm very curious how that's going to work. You know, Pokémon eat berries. It's so true. Are you coming back up? Yeah, you are. I'll be feeding you very soon. Get another berry! You'll love to see it. Apparently, you can get a new one daily, or you can get a berry daily from this house. It's just a generic berry each time. It just dropped right off. Look at her little face. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah. Fruit bearing tree. Hey, it's Berry. Oh, this is the one that's daily. Okay. We're gonna have dailies in this game, guys. Do you think I should leave this game on so, like, the you know, the day and night transitions progress as intended? I wonder. I might actually time when I open up the game, like, before I start my stream, so that it's the exact time of day in-game when I want it to be before I start. There might be situations where I do that. Especially if I need it to be a specific day of the week, which is probably going to come up a little bit. Yo, what's going on, Cyanide? Oh, the music lagged there a little bit. Got reports on today. I don't know what that means, but thank you for drinking your Chuckle Blend. +4 to your speed. Stay hydrated. Oh, right, nice. 6 parts decorated, that's good progress. Caterpie here. One of them a reference to every end. Nice. Let's see, what can you get here? Oh! Oh, damn it. Okay. I can get one of my team members here. Only at nighttime, though. Damn, okay. If I had started my stream earlier, I would have been able to get my next team member. Man, I kind of don't want to progress too much before I get this next team member. Run. I think I'm gonna get this specific level up, and then I'll probably hold off a little bit. I should probably be looking a little ahead to see what the first gym leader's. Oh, nice miss. What the first gym leader's strongest Pokemon's level is. Because I don't want to level beyond that. It's not going to be like a hard rule that I instituted myself, but it is a general policy that I try to not over-level, but at the same time I try to not under-level, so... There we go. No new move. I think I get a new move at level 8. 3 of your decorators aren't responding to your messages. Well, I guess it depends on how long it's been since they haven't, or, like, how long it's been since you contacted them, because, like, you know, maybe they just need a little more time. Maybe the messages got buried. Maybe it's worth sending them a reminder. 1 month? I wouldn't press the big red button for the nuclear option quite yet. It might be worth sending them a reminder message before, and maybe just tell them, like, hey, if you don't respond, I'm gonna have to replace you, and phrase that in a polite way. If that was me in that situation and I failed to respond in time, I would understand. So. Okay, we got an antidote. Mr. Pokemon's house, yes. Apparently his house is such a major attraction that it has signs posted up ahead of it telling you where to go. See here. Oh, wow. Look at this roadblock we got here. In life, there's roadblocks. Oh, okay. Wow, it's playing the trainer battle theme for this cutscene. Go, Rattata, tackle. This is a big battle. Leave me alone. That's really funny that it plays the trainer battle theme for that. For that NPC interaction. Okay. Damn, I'm actually really bummed out that, that I can't get my next team member here. Especially because I don't think I'm getting another one of my team members for a while. So... actually... It depends on when I get the good rod. Olivine, okay, yeah. I figured it would be like mid-late game. We're gonna have 2 members of our team for a little while. So, it's gonna be something. But hey, it's Pokemon that I wanted to use, so... Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just... You know, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Squirtle, Charizard, and Itto. Well, I don't know who Itto is, so you have 1 point on me. Let's see here. I'm just checking to see any other options here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna want to get that. We're gonna want to get that. That other team member as soon as possible, I would say. Yes, please take a shower immediately. If that's the time where you're at right now, you're exactly 12 hours apart from me. Okay, so in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the gym leader's ace is only level 9. Why do every streamer you know in a 12-hour difference? Because that ends up being the time zone of the East Coast of the US, so that's a populated area with a lot of streamers, I guess. It's crazy, the first gym leader is only level 9 for their ace. I guess then I should probably just be running from all future wild battles, huh? I didn't know it was like that. Forgive me for expecting double digits. I'll probably set up next stream so that we get our next team member. The time in game will be set up so that we can get our next team member. We are at Mr. Pokemon's house, and we can get Poison Cure Berry. Equivalent in later games, of course, being Pecha Berry. There's nothing here. Okay. I don't know if you can plant them in this game. Joey Thin. It's a mystery egg. And it's our first key item, I think. How about that? On daycare service. Gave me that egg. He sent Mal. He said, we found one. A real one. Professor Elm is the authority on evolution. And Professor Oak is right here, huh? Oh, hello. He really said, that's my cue! I'm Oak, a Pokémon researcher. I was just visiting my old friend, Mr. Pokémon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. What's this? A rare Pokémon? Let's see. Yes, indeed. You can't find it in the wild. Which of course means we're gonna need to get a little creative, Ace, with the way that we get the other 2 starters from this gen. I see. I understand why Professor L gave you a Pokémon for this errand. Researchers like Professor Elm and I, Pokémon are our friends. He saw that you would treat your Pokémon with love and care. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See? This is the latest version of Pokédex. Articles are not this game's text strong suit. It automatically records data on Pokémon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Go meet many kinds of Pokémon and complete that Pokédex. I will. But I've stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. JoeDan, I'm counting on you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm probably going to be staying out of most battles, though. Nice sofa. Big computer. It's broken! Damn. Oh, what the hell am I standing in right? Am I standing on the wires? What are these tiles? Alright. Oh. Alright. Yellow! It's a disaster. It's just terrible. Well, shit. Alright. I'll get back there as fast as my walking shoes will let me. Oh, sorry. First tile, I'm encountering a Pokemon. Oh, that's a cute animation for Ladybug. It's a shame it's, like, debatably the worst Pokemon in the entire game. That's interesting. I wasn't sure if the Pokemon were each going to have custom animations in this game, because that's a lot to ask for a Game Boy Color game. To have the memory necessary for, you know, 252 or whatever. No, it's 251, I think. Different, you know, encounter animations. And all in, like, full-color sprites and all that. Which, by the way, speaking of Kaizo games, as I mentioned before, Pokemon Platinum Kaizo, you know, it was highly anticipated because it's the successor game to, you know, Pokemon Emerald Kaizo, and there was also Crystal Kaizo and Blue Kaizo. Blue Kaizo recently got an update that allows, that is in full color. Oh, hello. Pokemon at the lab. What a waste. A wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Alright. I'm very curious what his levels are if the ace of the first gym is level 9. Let's see. This is also the first trainer battle in this game. It's level 5. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, we're speed tied. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Nice miss, idiot. Binary tree is better. Oh my god! Bro brought out the laser eyes for the Leer animation. Nice. And we got Razor Leaf. We got a stab move now. $300. At least he was nice enough to give us some money for winning. Every fight on the overworld is a money match. What do you mean your name's question mark, question mark, question mark? What? What? Why did he introduce himself like that? And here I was thinking the, allow me to introduce myself, I'm a mysterious old man, was the strangest introduction in Pokemon. Yeah, your name's question mark, question mark, question mark? Given what I know about this game's story already, your parents hated you even more than I thought they did. Have fun with that triple question mark. Look at that animation. The blinking, too. Oh, God. Okay. I can't look at move info on that screen. Okay. We're already one level away from the cap for the next gym leader, by the way. And to be completely honest, if we're over-leveled for the next gym leader, I'm not exactly gonna lose sleep over it, given the next gym leader's type specialty, so... You know. Okay, let's see here. Oh, we want to go to the lab. Right. Yo, what up? One was stolen here. Young man with long red hair. You battled a trainer like that. Did you happen to get his name? I did! I did! His name was question mark, question mark, question mark. Should I name him that? Should I actually name him that? It's it's tradition around these parts that I nickname my rival Zachary, after my man Chief Zach 2018, who has been on a few of my streams, including one last month where we played Mario Kart together. But like, considering this guy's story significance, the way he's sort of like a little bit of a different rival than other rivals, I don't know if I want to name him Zachary this time around. I think this would actually be really fucking funny to do. We're doing it. Yes! Question mark, question mark, question mark was indeed his name. Thanks for helping my investigation. You're welcome, officer. You have all the information you need right now. That's gonna narrow it down. What was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? This? Yes, he found one. A real one. A Pokemon egg. If it is a great discovery. Oh, gave me a dex, yes. Superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. You have what it takes to become the champion. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I'm already champion of all the other regions, so, you know. Yes, Violet City is the next one. The road to the championship will be a long one, and the road to Dex completion will be an even longer one. Make sure that you talk to your mom. I will, don't worry. But yes, let's take a look at that Pokédex, shall we? Oh, look at the way it slides, that's interesting. Oh, look at the Dex order here, that's interesting. Oh, you could... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I would prefer that, yeah. Let's go to the old Dex mode. The National Dex mode. The mode that we haven't seen since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The closest that we've gotten to it since then was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but that only had the first 4 gens of Pokemon, so... Okay, I can use the sideways directional buttons to skip entire screens. That's good. Yes, I much prefer this view. Da-dum. Cool. Do you think we can, buy ourselves some Pokeballs now, I wonder? Okay, good to know. Ah, thank you. Use these, he says, but Pokeball singular? Was it really just one? Let me see. Let's check my pack. He gave me 5, but the game referred to it as just Pokeball, like it was referring to Pokemon plural. Imagine if Pokeball had the same plural singular identicality as the word Pokemon did. That would only make things even more confusing. Hello. Seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? None, because I only just caught Pokeballs. Oh, wait, is the catching tutorial optional? Let's see. Fine, then. Anyway, if you want to catch Pokemon, you have to walk a lot. Okay. Sick. Rare footage of a catching tutorial actually being optional. Let me see here. And you don't get anything for watching it, so why would you, right? In any case, we're not catching a new team member on this route, but we will be catching a new Pokemon. Gonna get our HM Slave now. And once I do that, I'll also run a BRB. There he is. Do you think this one-shots without a crit? Let's see. Okay, perfect. Not something I would do if I was Nuzlocking, by the way. Because, you know, you gotta play around the crit and Nuzlocks, but it's less important in a casual playthrough because, like, if I killed the Sentret, I could just find another and catch that, which is not what you can do in a Nuzlocke. Alright, wow, that's a completely different Pokeball throwing animation than the ones I'm used to. Oh my god, were you serious? No way it happens again, right? Okay. I was about to pull up the, the Pokemon catch rate calculator there for a moment. We have caught Sentret! Alright, so I've been thinking about this. It's gonna have HM in its name. I was thinking of either nicknaming it HMIDE or HM Compiler. And when I saw that Dex entry and saw, like, it acts as a warning, I think that swayed me. I think I'm convinced. My man's nickname is gonna be HM Compiler. Because he raises warnings. Let's take a look at him. Just has Tackle for now. Tackle. I might end up giving him some EXP if it means potentially avoiding being over-leveled, by the way. In any case, though, I am going to run a BRB now. I will be back in a little bit. And we will continue the playthrough. I will see you guys then. Alright, we're back. Let us continue. Let's get back to Cherry Grove. Oh, I was like, why didn't I hear anything? I think that was just in my left ear. I didn't have the other headphone on. Let's see if I was right here. Yeah. It pauses the music to play the cry because of the limited sound channels. Alright. Let's buy some Pokeballs. Ooh, hold on. Look at the way that transitions. That's interesting. Anyway, we can actually... Oh, no, we can't. Oh, you can go up very high. Okay, I was gonna say, please tell me there's a check, right? We'll get another 5. See, I'm very curious if there are going to be any trainers on this route. Or if those are going to be exclusively for during the daytime. Everyone's having fun battling, you should too. Okay, that looks like a trainer there. Apparently there's a hidden item next to Mr. Pokemon's house. Yeah. I'm just trying to wing it. It's probably not a good idea. Oh! How does he do it? How does he do it, man? I'm just him. What can I say? Okay. Spreading EXP might be a good idea here, so let's put HM Compiler in the front. Just lost him trying to find more Pokemon. Wait, you look weak. Come on, let's battle. Well, you might get the wrong impression from the first one I send out. Is it him? Let's see if it's him. It's him! Youngster Joey! You're a celebrity around these parts! With your top percentage Rattata! I knew he was in this game. I didn't know that he was gonna be the first trainer. Get some razor leaves going. Yeah, I think switch training is probably the right call to try and minimize the amount of EXP. Especially since I think trainers give more. I know they give more in other gens. I'm just not sure if that also applies to Gen 2. I think it does. Doggone it. Have more Pokemon in order to battle better. Sticking with this one no matter what. Can I get your phone number? Hell yeah, dude. I get the urge to battle. Talk to me about his top percentage Rattata. That looks like an explicitly required trainer battle. I don't think you can dodge this guy. Then you have to battle. You bet I do! Based on where you're placed. And if trainers in this game are coded similarly to how they are in Gen 1, where their default facing position when they're drawn on screen is facing south, yeah, there's no way to dodge this guy. While being on set mode is actually going to make this a little awkward. Wait, he's only level 2! Get him, HM Compiler! I was gonna say, yeah, having a 1-level advantage when the levels are this low is actually kind of huge. Because you basically have a 1.5x advantage on your opponent. It's not, like, entirely accurate, but that sort of describes it. Basically, level advantages mean... Small level advantages are more significant when the numbers are smaller. That's the general idea. Yeah, if HM Compiler is underleveled for any Pokemon, I'm gonna send in Binary Tree instead. I'm trying to think of if I could have nicknamed it any computer science related term that actually has an acronym for HM. I feel like there's one on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of any. Let me see. Computer science terms that can be abbreviated to HM. Oh, okay. I could have nicknamed him Hashmap. I didn't think of that. I think that's the only one I could have nicknamed it, though. I feel like HM Compiler is a better nickname than Hashmap. I was about to say, Razor Leaf can also miss, so... We got Mysticold. Fortunately, we weren't... 2 in a row? Really? Missed my first 2 Razor Leaves this fight. For the record, that is a 1 in 400 chance to happen. You could have at least given me a Razor Leaf crit for consolation. Oh my god, dude! You would have thought he used Sand Attack on my ass. We had a 40% hit rate on with our 95% accurate moves there. At least HM Compiler is clutching the fuck up. That's strange. I won before. So that's good to know. I was, again, I was worried that the trainers were going to be asleep, but it doesn't seem like they are. Trainer tips. No stealing other people's Pokemon. You got that, Slimesicle? Okay, let's see here. I don't think there are any other items on the overworld here. Okay. We're running from this, by the way. Oh, I should also point out, this is Gen 2, of course. This is the generation that introduced shinies. So, that's always a possibility. However small. Oh, hello. So, a bug Pokemon, I found a trainer. level 3, you say? Yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably just gonna string shot, and potentially gonna fail. Get his ass, HM Compiler. Not only are you gonna act as my you're gonna act as my HM slave once we get HMs, but until then, you're gonna act as my experience siphon. We're not dead to crit. Now we're dead to crit. Does that kill? Not quite, okay. I'm not risking a crit, because that would be really annoying in a part of the game before I can use revives. So we are just gonna potion. This might actually be a good application for berries. Because it would be a little annoying to run back to the Pokémon Center. That's why I didn't do that before. Because there's so much grass between here and the Pokémon Center that isn't avoidable on the way back. So, you know. Damn it. Nice crit. Defense curl, nice. When does Sentret evolve, by the way? 15. 15, that's pretty early. I guess it makes sense. Maybe I should check Furt's moveset as well. Or Furt's learn set. Make sure it can learn the same HMs. I don't think it's gonna matter. Just in case. It can also learn Cut and Surf and also Strength. Okay. So, it's not any worse. I figured it wouldn't be, but you never know. Maybe I should also check Chikorita's evolution. It is 16, okay. Should have bought more. Yeah, that's why I bought more. If you look one in the eyes, prepare to battle. I guess I could have avoided that one by going all the way to the left in the grass. I do ideally want to save some sources of EXP before the gym to act as, you know, sources of EXP for my next team member, because I do... my god, okay. I couldn't do anything there for a moment. my walking animation was stuck. Hello? Okay. Oh, did I not talk to her when I went back? Oops! Yeah, sure. Basically, I believe 25% of the money that you earn from trainer battles goes to her. And occasionally she'll buy stuff for you. Sometimes it's not very useful stuff, but... you know. We'll entertain that idea at the very least. Dark Cave. Pokemon could light it up, I'd explore it. We get a potion. Very nice. Wait, am I still... oh, I don't think I'm in the same route anymore. Yeah, I'm on Route 31 now. Okay. And this is indeed the Dark Cave. there are a fair few Pokemon that are in here. One of them actually being Tyrursa, which is interesting. Also, something that's in Gen 2, by the way, is, Pokemon can just flee. Some Pokemon species just run away, which is annoying. So that'll be something we may have to contend with. Da 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 da. I'm just trying to get that item. Hello, Zubat. God damn it. There we go. Got it. I don't know if there's anything else I can do in here right now. Yeah, it would be nice to have Flash, wouldn't it? I didn't know it was gonna be this dark. We have to get out of here now. Uh-oh. Coming in here might have been a mistake. I was, you know, I was lured in by the potion. I have no fucking idea where I am now. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, we're out. That could have gotten real messy. see here. Okay, hello. I walked too far today looking for Pokemon. I'd be easy to catch. Yeah? Hey, it's Bitterberry. What's that do? Ah, it's Personberry, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid trainers. For now. Because, you know, our other team member. I feel kind of guilty for not talking to my mom before I set out on an adventure. That completely fucking slipped my mind. The game literally told me to do that, too. Jesus Christ, man. Can't escape. Oh, boy. Alright. Binary tree. It's up to you to escape from this wild mon. There we go. I guess I should put binary tree up in the front, huh? Pokemon in Dark Cave. Yep, Faulkner. He is the first gym leader in this game. Let's see. So we got the Bitterberry, we got the Potion, Pokeball. Okay, yeah. Did you visit Sprout Tower? I did not. I better phone home. Yes, indeed. There we go. We'll heal up right here. Ago, yep. A young kid broke him up. These games take place 3 years after Red, Blue, and Yellow. You know what? Let's phone home. You're in Violet City. Now where Sprout Tower is, did you go take a look? It's important to save your money. We'll call her periodically. Just to let her know that we're okay. Perhaps I'll pay her a visit in person before the end of the stream. Just to make it up to the little misstep that we had. City of Nostalgic Scents. Earl's Pokemon Academy. And that's the Sprout Tower. Experience the way of Pokemon. So the gym's right there. Did he just fucking spin? Hold on. Yes, he did. He went spin! Hello? You are trainer? Battle gym leader. When you did? No. Is that so? Then study shall you. Then study shall you. Follow me. Okay, I really wish I had this running speed, my guy. Here, teacher I am. Good it is you study here. The Pokemon I just got is holding something. Pokemon holding a berry will heal itself in battle. Many other items can be held by Pokemon. Sure, it's tough taking notes. This is very interesting to me because I'm curious if there's... again, I'm going to talk to every NPC. I'm very curious if there's an NPC somewhere in this game that tells you something that could help you at least put the pieces together to the idea of having a Poliwhirl hold a King's Rock to be traded and become a Politoed. You know? The next page is blank. I haven't written anymore. You can only write so much. Earl I am. Wonderful are Pokemon, yes. Teach you I will, to be a better trainer. What do you want to know? Want to be a winner is you? Good, teach you I will. In battle, Pokemon top on list jump out first. Change order in list, make battle easy, maybe. More from me you want to hear? So, want to know how to race Pokemon well? Fine, teach you I will. If Pokemon come out in battle even briefly, some EXP points it gets. At top of list, put weak Pokemon. Switch and battle quick. This way, weak Pokemon, strong become. I'll have you know that's exactly what I've been doing. To siphon away EXP from my, what would otherwise be overleveled starter. Oh, smart student you are. Nothing more do I teach. Good to Pokemon you must be. No, I couldn't resist. Don't even ask. Okay. What can we get here in terms of items? I believe there's a berry tree somewhere here. Right, I already talked to him. Right, because I got zipped over to the other side of the city by Earl. That's the Sprout Tower. I probably don't want to go there quite yet. I already talked to you, right? Yeah, okay. Here's the berry tree. It's PRZ Cure Berry. It's Paralysis Cure Berry. Paralyzed Cure Berry. Cherry Berry is the equivalent in later games. It's nice you get so many early on. Route 32 is down there. Right, because this city has actually got a number of intersections. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Marta's there as well. So quickly, tree up ahead. Yep. What's the names of her favorite things to eat? Names she gives to your Pokemon. Ah. She has a nickname theming as well. It's food. Which I think when Smallant did his Run and Bun Nuzlocke, I believe that was his nickname theming as well, was food dishes. I call my Pidgey Strawberry. What is Pidgey's shiny color? Okay, I assume it's the same dialogue. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, I assume it's the same dialogue in Gold and Silver. In Gold and Silver, Pidgey's regular colors actually kind of are almost strawberry-esque. So I could see it. In Crystal, the sprite color is much better. Shiny Pidgey, by the way, is like a faded gold. Aww. Route 36 is up this way. Odd tree is blocking the way to Goldenrod. It's preventing her from shopping. What is this? A strange tree in the road. Let me explain why fewer people are visiting the ruins of Alf. Which is this location. Interesting. The authority on the ruins of Alf. There's quite a few locations that we can visit right off the bat before you even have a gym badge. Interesting. I don't know why they were built or by whom. Legends Johto would be pretty awesome. Although, again, based on leaks, the next Legends game is going to be Galar. Keys for unraveling the mystery of the ruins. I kind of wish unknown language was used more often in the series, you know? It has potential for some interesting stuff, even if it really is just, you know, spelling out letters using a Pokemon. I still think that's kind of cool. Also, that part of the song reminds me of the Crystal Palace theme from the original Paper Mario. Yeah, I don't know how much, if anything, of the Ruins of Alf we want to do right now. It doesn't really seem like there's much of anything that we can do in the Ruins of Alf. Aside from encountering and potentially catching Unknown, which I'm not interested in doing right now. So... You think Unknown is ever going to get an evolution that also has all the different forms? Because, you know, the thing about Unknown is, you know, its stats are pretty bad, and, you know, it only learns Hidden Power. So, if it was able to do something else, it might be a little more interesting. Just a little bit better. I'm not talking about, like, competitively overpowered. I'm talking about, like, making it slightly less unviable, you know? In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there was actually a Pokemon in the grass that I used on my team. Is it also in Gen 2 in the grass? It's not. Okay, interesting. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there's grass outside of the ruins of Alph where you can catch Natu. And that grass is where I caught the Natu. Although, now that I think about it, I think I remember that grass actually being blocked off for some time. Is that right? Is that real? I think it is, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, that would make sense, because the levels that you can encounter those Pokemon at are a lot higher, so... Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Where does the other exit of the Ruins of Alph lead me to? Drawings, let's take those. I tried moving them over what they are. Yeah, there are a bunch of puzzles you can solve in the Ruins of Alph. We'll do that eventually, but not right now. A look and touch tourist site. Try the sliding stone panels. I see a scientist in the making. So that's the east entrance of the Ruins of Alph. Okay. Oh, okay. I was confused. I thought that was the way I originally entered. Huh, okay, okay. I understand now, I understand now. I was confused there very much for a moment. Whoa! Snap that tree with my straight arm punch, but I couldn't. I'm a failure. There it is. Bro is wiggling. So yeah, I'm basically just going to do some general exploration. We'll go back and talk to our mom in person and apologize. And then that's probably going to be it for tonight. And ahead of the next time that I stream this, which will be Friday of next weekend, I'm gonna set up this game. Basically, I'm gonna keep the game on. Oh, by the way, can I check the time in game on my Pokegear? I can. Okay, that's good. I assume... Yeah, okay. So, IRL minutes are in-game minutes, but by that I mean every 60 seconds a minute passes. Every minute every minute that passes in real life is a minute that passes in game as well. I wasn't sure if it was like time moves faster in game than it does in real life. That does not appear to be the case. That will make things a little bit easier to plan. Because ideally what I do here is I set things up so that when I go live next, A, I accurately predict when I go live, and B, it's somewhere deep into the night so that I can catch my next team member, and then not long afterward, it'll be morning again, and the trainers will be available to fight. That's what I'm going to try and plan to do. So Violet City's right there. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I don't know how much of this route I can explore right now. Is that a trainer? I think that's a trainer. I don't want to go that way, actually. Okay. Let me hear what the gym theme sounds like. Very curious. Violet City Pokemon Gym. Leader, Faulkner, the elegant master of flying Pokemon. I was wondering if it was gonna be in D. Because when the gym leader theme, or when the Pokemon gym theme debuted, I believe it was in C rather than D. But in a lot of future games, it's in D. It's D in these games. It's D in Gen 5. It's D in Gen 6. It's E in Gen 3. I believe it's E flat in Gen 4. Hey, I'm no trainer, but I can give some advice. If you believe a championship dream can be true. Grass type is weak against the flying type. So true. And guess what? The other Pokemon I'm gonna be adding to my team is also weak to flying. It's okay, we can make it work. We'll just need some potions. Listen. I battled the rock-type gym leader in yellow with a Pikachu and a Pidgey, okay? I can manage in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, especially looking at these movesets here. Oh. Hello, Joey. This is Joey. This is Joey, Paul, Willie, and Frankie. This is Joey, Paul, Willie, and Frankie. Let's get together in battle. I promise things will be different. Route 30 is where I'll be. Okay. I didn't realize rematches would come that soon. Because there's the match call system, aka Trainer's Eye, in Hoenn, in the Gen 3 games. But you can't do rematches for trainers until you have 5 gym badges. I don't have any in this game, but I already got a call for a rematch. How about that, huh? But yeah, looking at the movesets for Faulkner's 2 Pokemon, one of them doesn't have any flying-type moves. The other has 1 flying-type move, and it's not a very powerful one. And both of them have ground-type moves. And both of the Pokemon that I'm gonna be sending out against Faulkner resist ground. Well, actually, no. One of them's ground neutral. The other's gonna resist ground. So, that's pretty funny. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Alright, I don't think there is much of any other exploration that we're gonna be doing, any new exploration that we're gonna be doing for right now. So I'm gonna set up next stream to, I'm gonna set up next stream to be at the time of day that I want it to be. Let's just enter the Sprout Tower, by the way. Bell Sprout over 100 feet tall. In the center pillar here. People are training upstairs. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trainers here, so let's see. Yes, we can get an HM if we reach the top. Is that a staircase? Is that what he's standing next to? Is that... No, oh, or is that supposed to be a ladder? That isn't marked very well. That's another place that we'll explore once we get our next team member. Yeah. This is on me for not planning ahead more. I wish I had the time. But, you know. It's an excuse and not a reason. So, or it's a reason, not an excuse. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Alright, I'm gonna go, hold on a sec. Are my Pokemon healed up? Yes, they are. Okay. I'm gonna go, speak to my mother in person and apologize for dipping without telling her. And then we're going to make our way back to Violet City, and that's probably going to be it for the day. That's such a cute animation. The way it opens its wings. I don't think rematches trigger on line of sight, by the way. But just in case they do. I wonder what I'm gonna nickname the legendary Pokemon, and still have them themed around, you know, programming-related stuff. Just do what you can. Oh, you can deposit cash, okay. Let's see, just a moment. Da-da, da-da-da. She's doing what she can as well. We love her. First grass tile. That's happened a number of times now. Just so I'm prepared in the event that this happens, and it's not one that's easily discernible. Let me see here. see here. I just wanted to check to make sure the, that there's actually a shiny animation in Gen 2. I think there is. But we're gonna make sure. Oh, also, the video I'm looking up, by the way, is related to the Sudowoodo. I should check to make sure, to see if, like, this is the only Sudowoodo that you can encounter in the game, because if it is, we're gonna need to catch it. Okay, yeah. There's a pretty clear shiny animation, so that's good to know. Well, there's also the little Pokeball icon on Pokemon you've already caught. That's good to know. Unless I can find a way to duplicate items in this game, by the way, I will be saving the Master Ball that I eventually get for a potential shiny. Alrighty, let's make our way back to Violet City. We will save the game there, and then that'll be it for the day. Oh, god damn it. That's been happening a lot. First grass tile on a route. Okay. We may even start up the next stream with some dailies, by the way. Oh god. I wonder what the Safari Zone experience is going to be like in Gen 2. Because to say that it was unpleasant in Gen 1 would be an understatement when it comes to getting the Pokémon. Of course, the Gen 1 Safari Zone was also unique in that actually entering it was required in order to beat the game, because you get HMs from that. But yeah. Oh god! I fucked up. Okay. I realized right as I did that step that I was running into the line of sight of a trainer. Oops. This is Bug Catcher Wade. Get my bearings real quick. Okay. Yeah, I think I just manually avoided him last time. Oops. Not a big deal. We can switch HM Compiler in on this guy. I think he's just got level 2 Caterpies. Oh, we have Defense Curl. Okay. Oh boy, it's White Boy Weedle. Ooh. That does not look like it's gonna two-shot. Were we dead to crit plus poison damage, by the way? I wonder. I don't think we were. It was probably close, though. Oh, I didn't take poison damage that turn, because I got a kill. Interesting. Alright. Hit this tackle if you want to live. Good work, HM Compiler. As a reward, I will give you an antidote so that you don't die from poison damage on the overworld. Okay, yeah, okay, I need to be more mindful of trainers on this route. I completely forgot I was, like, intentionally trying to skip over them as I made my way to Violet City. Hey, look, it's Doombloom. Good to see ya. Alright. That's gonna be it for this stream. And we will pick this right back up. Oh, maybe I should be outside, like right outside of a location where I can catch my next team member. Let me see for a second. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. Yeah, okay, hold on a sec. 36. If we can get right to, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just west. Yeah, perfect, okay. I probably should have been looking ahead, to see if one of my team members required it to be nighttime when I set the clock. Again, that's on me, but it is what it is. Okay. We'll save right here. Help me remember. Alright. That is going to be all that I have for you today. We are going to pick this up Friday. Actually, no, we're not going to pick this up Friday night. Because next weekend I'm not streaming, actually. Because next weekend I'm going to be at PAX East. So there will be no streams next weekend. The next time I stream this will be April 3rd. Will be the night of April 3rd into the morning of April 4th. So that'll be the next time I stream this. I will be streaming tonight. We're going to be doing Geometry Dash, and we're going to be doing Demon Grinding. And I'm going to be going after 9 Circle X, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to beat it. So, we'll see. But in the meantime, yes, that's all I have for you. Let's take a look at the Smacro, and see how it's doing on the battlefront. Because now that we're off the Switch once again for backlog entries, basically every stream is going to have the Smacro in the background. We have 28,551. Sheesh! Alrighty. So I will see you again for the next Pokemon Crystal stream on the night of April 3rd. And I'll make sure things are set up for that. Tonight, I'll see you for more Geometry Dash. But in terms of the stream for right now, we're closing the book. We will reopen it in due time. Alright, keep looking forward, and I will see you next time. Bye.